Welcome on behalf of Lake Superior State University. My name is Dave Giles. I'm very honored to serve as our institution's Director of Athletics and to welcome you to our University Great Lakes State Weekend, the Arts Center, and the 17th induction ceremony of the Lake Superior State University Hall of Fame. Before we begin, we've got a few items really important for us to cover. But if I could ask any members of the Hall of Fame who are with us today to please stand and be recognized. Thank you, appreciate it very much. Everybody comes back to support this event and your continued commitment to the institution. Secondly, we have another very important group with us. If current student athletes who are with us today would please stand and be recognized. Thank all of you for joining us. We ask a lot of our student athletes, I know it's carving out more time on really busy schedules already. Lastly, the people who are really on point, working day in and day out to contribute to growth, education, development of our student athletes, our head coaches. So I know we've got a bunch of them here, and those who are not, they're only unavailable because their commitments with their teams are taking them away. So our head coaches, please stand, please. Okay. A couple of additional items to cover before we get the official program underway. Following the induction ceremony, if you would please consider joining us at the Arts Center at 4:30 today to take part in the Walk for Women's Athletics. That'll be at 4:30 from here over to the tennis courts for the pregame, and it'd be great to have a nice crowd supporting women's athletics through that walk. In addition, tonight at 7 p.m., a really significant event for the institution. Before the start of the game immediately, we'll have a banner unveiling to recognize the 2020-21 WCHA championship team. I had a hunch that might draw an applause. Now it's my privilege to introduce the president of Lake Superior State University, Dr. Rod Hammond.
Thank you, Dr. Giles. I really appreciate that. And welcome to all of you today. And we really want to say, give a special welcome to all of our honored athletes, our alumni, friends, here today for our 26th annual Great Lakes State Weekend. We hope you enjoy your time on campus if you're visiting, and take advantage of the full weekend of events, culminating in an important game tonight. I'm really looking forward to that. Let me just go off script for a second, just say how wonderful it is for us to be here today. I mean, it's been 2 years. Before last night, it was 2 years since I had been in a hockey game. And we did everything in our power here at Lake Superior State University to keep our athletes going during a global pandemic. And I can say that we were able to do that. And I'm really proud that our hockey team last year won the conference championship. So we're really grateful and pleased that you're here today. All homecoming weekends are very special. This one uniquely so, as we also celebrate 2 anniversaries. The first of which is the 75th anniversary of the university. And the second is the 50th anniversary of our School of Nursing. We have so much to be proud of in our 75 years. From Fort Brady to becoming a branch campus of Michigan Tech University, to today being Lake Superior State University. We've been home to Soldiers, Hornets, and now Lakers. We started right here at LSSU, I guess, with 272 students of returning World War II veterans. And today we're home to some 2,000 students. There were no women in the first graduating class. There were 4 women in the second graduating class. And today, women outnumber men in our student body. Much has happened in our 75-year history, and if I may, so let me go down a list of a couple of key current highlights. Enrollment of new students at Lake at a time when most universities in the state are reporting significant declines in the number of new students. We lead all universities in the state in new student growth of 17.4% since 2019. This leads all universities. But our highlights don't end there. The Richard and Teresa Bartz Center for Freshwater Research and Education is opening this fall on the shores of the St. Mary's River. This facility will provide state-of-the-art space dedicated to protecting the Great Lakes and the fisheries there, public education and engagement, and conducting research for fish management, emerging contaminants, and invasive species. We're also investing in student success through new academic programs like our cannabis chemistry and cannabis business programs, which have experienced 200% increase in student enrollment since 2019. We also have new programs in mechatronics and data science that are quickly growing in popularity. And in the last 3 years, we've introduced the first new academic programs that the university has seen in over 25 years. Something we're also really proud of is that over 60% of our student body are first-generation college students. I'm a first-generation college student myself. That means that they were the first in their family to attend a university. And we easily lead all universities in the state in our percentage of first-gen students. So certainly the honorees, we appreciate them and the importance of being part of the team. And we're here today to induct them into the Lake Superior State University Athletic Hall of Fame. So I want to offer my sincere congratulations to each of the awardees for being honored today. So also I want you to say, please enjoy the induction ceremony, and I hope you get a chance to enjoy all of the events that we have this weekend at Great Lakes State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hanlon. Now on to the induction ceremony. Our first presenter, Cullen Maximowski, originally served as the Athletics Communication Director at LSSU before joining Central Michigan University's Athletics Department. Please welcome Cullen as he introduces former Laker wrestling coach Tom Burrell. Cullen?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here this afternoon with you all to celebrate Great Lakes State Weekend, be part of this great induction of the new Hall of Fame class here at Lake State. It's pretty special for me to be back here. Some of you may have remembered me from a few years ago, but this is right where I started my career, right here in athletics. I was the athletic communications director here, and I really wouldn't be where I am today without the experiences I got right here. I'm truly honored to be here to share this experience with Coach Borelli, his wife Lori, and all that came to celebrate this class. Although my time here was short, I was here for 1 year. I had the opportunity to serve on this Hall of Fame selection committee and help select some of these members of this class. As a sports information director by trade, I really feel it's our responsibility to not only tell the stories of the athletics department and our student athletes in the present, but also make sure we don't forget the past and we remember the important moments wherever we are. And even though it's been 30 years since there's been a wrestling program here at Lake Superior State, and when I got here, I knew that we needed to recognize the history of the program when it was here. And I feel it's important to recognize the impact that Coach Borelli had on this program. During its existence and the incredible coaching career that unfolded because of it. And I'll be transparent and admit that I may have been a little biased in the fact that I've been connected to Coach Borelli most of my life. My dad, who's here with me today, wrestled for Coach in the early 90s at Central Michigan. I grew up around the sport, involved in the sport, and I got to watch the impact that he made on the sport of wrestling, starting right here in Sault Ste. Marie. Now I won't go through the full list of his accomplishments. To be honest, we don't have the time. But I'll hit on a few of the bullet points, both on his time here in the Sioux and just his collegiate coaching career. So in his 5 seasons here at Lake Superior State, collected a 46-25 dual meet record, 5 top 20 finishes in the NCAA Division II National Championships, 17 All-Americans, 26 national qualifiers, 2 national finalists. He was named the 1991 Collegiate Coach of the Year. At CMU, a couple years ago, he was inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame Michigan chapter. In his time, his 30 years, this year actually, as at CMU, he's had 45 All-Americans, a national championship, and a couple national runner-ups, 13 MAC championships, 9 finishes, and the top 15 in NCAA Division I national championships. His 342 career dual victories ranked number 17 among NCAA wrestling coaches and number 2 among active coaches in the NCAA. Accomplishments aside, I think it's just important to talk about Coach Borelli in person. It's really rare you come across truly genuine, authentic, and kind-hearted people in your life and make an impact on you. And I can tell you that Tom Borelli is definitely one of those people for me. These last 3 years, I've had the privilege to work alongside him in the athletics department of Central Michigan. And I'm not even really sure how much you realize how much of an impact he's had on me during that time. Working in college athletics, there's a common misconception that it's all fun and games and it's all sunshine and roses, and it's definitely not always that case. And those who work in athletics understand that. Those personal sacrifices, those external challenges and struggles. Sometimes it's easy to forget kind of why you got into athletics in the first place. But with having Coach around, it was always a constant reminder of why I got into it. Through all the ups and downs, he's seen it all over the years, and I've always really admired the way he's been able to stay true to his mission. It's not just the success on the mat that kind of defines his coaching career. It's the developing of young men into mentally strong, hardworking people that succeed in their careers and go on to become great husbands and great fathers. And although I've recently left CMU, I always cherish our relationship, and I feel like I'm honored to call Coach Borelli a friend and a mentor. And as I begin this new chapter in Texas, I feel like he's always someone I can go to, with anything that's bothering me. And I just really cherish our relationship. So with that, I'll wrap it up. And it's my great honor and privilege to present to you Tom Borelli.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see me behind this podium. First, I'd like to thank the committee for I think first, just remembering that we had a great wrestling program here at one time. I'd like to thank the committee for remembering those things. That's 30 years ago now that I left, and I think the program was dropped 3 years after I left, when Coach Fallis, the former AD, left to go to Northern Colorado. I think the program was dropped a year after that. But it's special to be recognized for something that happened 30 years ago and to be remembered. And for those young men to be remembered. Thank you. I'd also like to congratulate the other adoptees. I know it's a huge honor for Becky, Anthony, Megan, and Sean. So congratulations. The first thing I'd like to talk about briefly, I think if anybody's successful in life, they need the right people around them, the right mentors, the right leadership, just the right circumstances. And I couldn't have worked for a better athletic director. First of all, he loved the sport. He loved the sport of wrestling. He was a fantastic wrestler in his own right at Lake Superior State. He's in the Hall of Fame here. Jim Ballas was the best person that I could work for as a young coach. I was 29 years old when I got to coach in Cheltenham. And Jim had been that wrestling coach for the previous 12 years. I've worked for 8 athletic directors since then. 3 of them have coaching experience. The other 5 never coached. I can tell you from my perspective, it's very, very helpful to have someone in that office that has coaching experience. But also was a wrestling coach. I mean, I couldn't have been any luckier. He's probably the first person I need to thank is Jim. I don't know why he picked me. He had to be crazy, but he did, and it's meant the world to me and my family. I mean, I've done this job for 36 years, and it started with him picking me. So. But also this community. I was only here for 5 years, but I learned a lot about what family is, what community is. You know, you think when you're at Lake Superior State, there's only 2,000 students. You think you're a small school. There's nothing wrong with being a small school. Nothing wrong with it. You are who you are. Relish who you are. You're something special. It was special when I was here. And I haven't had that. I've been in the same place for 30 years and I haven't had that special feeling like I did when I was here. I can remember after every event, whether it was a volleyball game, whether it was a basketball game, whether it was a hockey game, the coaches got together. That was before we had cell phones, before we had internet. We got together and we went after the games somewhere to socialize. When you get to a bigger school, that doesn't happen. The coaches are kind of doing their own things. Everybody's, worried about their slice of the pie. But here was never like that. Never like that. Even Jim would go downtown with us, after games. Your boss. It doesn't happen very often at other places. So it's special. What you guys have here is special. I'm really talking to the coaches. I'm talking to the student athletes. I know the inductees all know that. But the student athletes need to understand it. The coaches need to understand it. It was really a family thing. The community was amazing while I was here. I mean, the morning sun, or what's the evening news? The evening news. Is it still the evening news? Is that what the paper's called? What's the town paper? Do they have a town paper anymore? Well, anyway, every time we had an event, there was an article in the paper beforehand, there was an article in the paper afterhand. You went to the local Polaris dealership and they had a radio show. I think Bill Crawford helped us with that. I mean, it was fun coaching. It was a lot of fun. The other thing that I just want to mention is the student athletes that I had here. I had some fantastic student athletes. We finished in the top 25 years. We finished 7th my last year. We had 6 All-Americans my last year. For some of you guys that don't understand wrestling, the media doesn't pick All-Americans in wrestling. You have to place in the top 8 in the country in the national tournament to be considered an All-American, so you win that All-American spot. And we had 17 All-Americans in the 5 years I was here. That's averaging 3 a year. So I can't say enough about the student athletes that I had an opportunity to coach. They were incredible, just incredible people, incredible workers. I mean, they're the reason I'm standing here. If you're not successful, if your athletes aren't successful for you, then no coach is very good. So, my main point is really take heart in this university. And I can't say that enough. The only other thing I can say about my career, sometimes you have to be in a position where you can't fail. You just can't fail. And that's where I was when I came. I had 3 young children. I had a young wife. I was 29 years old. I was hired as an interim wrestling coach, but Jim Fallis was the interim athletic director. And if he if he wasn't selected the athletic director, then I was out of a job. Okay, and I couldn't fail. I had a young man, young son that was 7. He was 5 years old at the time, and I can't remember, 3, 4, 5 years old. He lived till he was 17, but he was seriously handicapped. So I was in a position where I couldn't fail. I had to do a good job to keep my family afloat, to keep my 3 sons and my wife, happy. So I think sometimes God puts you in places for the right reasons, and I think this was the right place for me. And I'm just glad that I was chosen to be head coach here back in 1986. Thank you very much. I'm truly honored.
Congratulations, Coach Browning. Just as a note, he and I have some common ground. We were both hired by CMU's former athletics director, Dave Cowlitz, one of the real influential people in my life. And so his fingerprints are kind of on both of our careers, Coach. Next, former Lakers student athlete, coach, athletics director, and the current commissioner of the GLIAC, Chris Dunbar, also a Hall of Fame member. Due to other professional commitments associated with her role as commissioner, will have to be with us virtually to introduce women's basketball alumna Becky Marquardt King. Chris?
Hi everyone. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this special day on Lake Superior State University's campus. It's truly an honor to be able to recognize one of the best basketball players to ever play at Lake Superior State University. But before I get to her, I do want to recognize the other inductees. So to Anthony, Megan, Sean, and Coach Borelli, congratulations to all of you on being new Athletic Hall of Fame members. You're all extremely deserving, and I'm really happy for you all and your families. So congratulations. Now on to Becky, which I'm sure she's eating this right now. She hates being in the limelight, but you're gonna have to sit through this for a little bit, Becky. Becky Marquardt King was a highly touted high school prospect, and luckily for us, she was a local prospect. So I thought, even though there was a lot of hype that she was going to go Division I and she wouldn't consider going Division II, I thought we still might have a chance because maybe she wanted to stay closer to home and wanted to play with some of her former teammates from Sioux High that were currently playing with Lake Superior State's basketball program. And fortunate enough for me and my coaching staff, we were ready. Becky connected well with our team. We formed a good relationship with her through the recruiting process, and the day that she told us that she was going to be coming to Lake Superior State and becoming a Laker was a great day for our program. It was a great day for Lake State, and it was one of the highlights of my career to hear that she was choosing to come play for our team. she didn't let us down. She came in right from the get-go. Her freshman year, she didn't look like a freshman. She played extremely strong. She played well with the team. She was an impact player right from the get-go. Some of her stats that you can see, just in the single season of those leaderboards, Becky ranks 4th in field goals, and then she's also 4 different times in all of her seasons, so 4 different seasons, she had an extremely high field goal percentage that ranked her 7th, 5th, 4th, and 1st overall in all-time career field goal, in all-time season field goal percentage, and that when she's ranked 1st, it's at 71%. It was great for a coach to know 71% of the time that when you passed it into Becky, she was going to score a basket. So that is a phenomenal stat, and I don't know, if that ever gets beat, I would shake that person's hand, because I know how difficult that is to get to that kind of shooting percentage. And trust me, those shots were not easy shots either. Becky usually had 2 or 3 people draped on her arm as she was trying to get those shots off. And unfortunately for her, the majority of the time the officials didn't call fouls because she was so strong and she was great at getting good position that she could still make that basket and make it look effortlessly that easy and not like someone was punching, slapping, or getting in the way of her arm as she was trying to go up for those shots. So those are single season leader records. At career records, she is 4th in points, and the points that she scored were 1,598, which is a great feat. And she's 9th in field goals at 583. She's 1st in field goal percentage at an average, and it's crazy to think that 67% of the time in her career, her 4 years at Lake Superior State, she scored that basket. And then she's also 3rd in free throws, and she shot 430 free throws. I think that should be double. She made 430 free throws. And again, I think that should be double because she should have been at the free throw line so many more times than what she was, but she just never got the benefit of the doubt because she was so good and she was so strong and she could put that ball in the basket. As for team awards, when Becky played on the team, we were all GLIAC first team. She was all GLIAc team for twice, and then she helped bring 3 GLIAC championships, overall championships, to Lake Superior State, and then 2-time tournament champions. So you can look at her career individual stats and know that she was a good player, but then you can also look and see that the team had a lot of success when Becky was a part of our program. Our team had a lot of success, and Becky was great on the court, but I can't say enough for the person that she was off the court. Becky is one of the kindest, most generous, most caring people that I've ever met. She was a force to be reckoned with when she was playing basketball, but everybody knew that inside she was just the nicest person in the whole world and such a great teammate and somebody that everybody wanted to be around. Becky doesn't like the limelight, so she's probably hating this right now. So, I want to save her misery and keep it short. But I do want to recognize Becky, not just for the basketball player that she was, but for the kind of player or the kind of person that she was, but also the person that she is today. Becky's done a remarkable job with her family. She has these beautiful children that you can tell how much she cares about them, how much they love her, and what a special family she brings, and a family situation she brings into their life. But that's just the kind of person Becky is. She's just one of those great people that you want to be around, and you know she's doing good in the world. Becky just has a light about her, and the people that she shines it on are very fortunate to be in her life. So Becky, it's been a privilege to know you. It was a huge privilege to coach you. I wish I could be there today to hand this trophy or to hand this induction award over to you in person. But I just want to tell you how much you mean to me, how much you meant to the program, and how happy I am today that you're in the Lake Superior State University's Athletic Hall of Fame. So congratulations to you and to your family. And if you're not already up on the stage, if you want to come up on the stage, I'm sure there's someone right now waiting to hand you a plaque, and wish you the best of luck. And you probably have to give a speech too. So anyway, congratulations, and I'm very honored to introduce Becky Marquardt King into LSSU's Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Becky.
She wasn't lying when she said I don't, like to be up here. She knows me well. So I'll make this pretty quick. As my uncle reminded me or gave me some wise words and said, I'll catch us back up on schedule here. I do want to start off by saying and congratulating the other inductees. This is a huge honor, and I'm privileged to be up here with everybody. I'm humbled. No lie, when I first got the notice that I was in this running, I thought maybe they kind of ran out of people. No, I am honored to be up here, and there's no possible way I could be up here today without the people I played with and the coaches and staff I had. But there are a few people I'd like to thank. My family. I'd like to start off with thanking my family and friends who were able to come here today and celebrate this with me. I'm overwhelmed and appreciative of the people that made the road trip here, and then the people that do live here, and were just able to come celebrate this day with me. I do want to go back to high school too. My high school coach, Larry Mousley, who I had for 3 years, I can't begin to tell you how much of an impact he had in my life. He took the chance on me at a young age as a freshman, and he pushed me and worked with me every day to make me a better player, but also a better person. He's not able to be here today, as he doesn't live around here anymore, but it would have been a huge honor to have him here with me. He's always been like a father figure to me through those years. Coach Stanley, some of you guys might know him. He worked with me starting in middle school, and he followed me, or I followed him through college, and he was an assistant here as well. So he had a very big impact on my life as well. To some other coaches that started me off very young, Tony Abramson and the late Steve Lazatz, they all had a big impact. And then Coach Dunbar, there's really not enough I can say about her. I want to thank her for everything she's done for me in my 4 years at Lake State, coached me through my worst, and she's coached me through my best. She was the kind of coach that cared about her players in all aspects of life, on the court and off the court. Whenever she was coaching, you could see the passion and the love that she had, not only for the team, but her players. She's taught me countless of life lessons I still hold today, and one thing that I always do still is leisure time. And that means anytime she told you to be somewhere, you're there 15 minutes early. And if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, get ready because you're going to make the whole team run really down the line. And we've done that many times through my years. I've been asked many times if I had the choice to do this all over again, if I would come to Lake State and play for Coach Dunbar, and I would say 100 times yes. It's all because of her, the impact she's had on me. So I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart for giving me the opportunity to play at this level. I do also want to thank assistant coach Jamie Kwinski for helping guiding me through the years as well, and my teammates. Like I said, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have that core group around me that played with me. And then a couple more thank yous. I want to give a thank you to my Fab Four, who unfortunately are not all able to be here today, but there is one out there, Shelly. So thank you for being together since elementary middle school, playing all the way up. And every now and then, we still try to dust off our shoes and get out there and play. And we quickly realize that we can't play like we used to, but we sure have fun trying. I do want to tell a story. I think somebody very special to me who wasn't able to be here today, or is not with us today. And she's one of the biggest supporters. And she came to every game with me, my grandma. Every game she went with my mom. She traveled, whether it was home or away. And my senior year was coming up, and she had an accident, and she broke her collarbone, and she wasn't able to come. It wasn't looking good. However, family and friends got together, and they brought her recliner in, because she couldn't sit in the bleachers, and they put her right on the baseline, and she was able to watch her last game with them. And so that was exciting. And that wraps up for me. I do want one more person, though. I do need to thank my mom, saving the best for last here. She's taught me everything I know about the game of life. She's been with me every step of the way, through the good and the bad, and all the experiences I've had. Mom, you've always been there to encourage me, console me, motivate me when I needed it the most. You have made a lifetime of sacrifices for me, traveling to all my games and giving up things to make sure they're for me. I want everyone here to know just how special she is and how amazing she is. And I've always said if I could be half the person that she is, I would be pretty darn successful. With that wraps it up. So thank you.
Once again, congratulations, Becky. Former Lakers student athlete coach Stephen Ellis, who, like Chris Dunbar, had professional obligations that wouldn't allow him to speak, and therefore will have to virtually present our next inductee, Anthony Patterson.
Good afternoon. My name is Steve Ellis, and I am Anthony Patterson's former teammate and coach. It is my pleasure to introduce Anthony Patterson for this year's induction into the 2021 class of LSSU Athletic Hall of Fame. I would love to be in Sault Ste. Marie to celebrate with you, your family, former teammates, and friends. I would like to take this opportunity to say hello to your parents and some former teammates, including Ross Melatinsky and Matt Merrill, who I know are in attendance, as well as any other teammates currently in attendance. I had a unique opportunity to serve as board Anthony's teammate and coach. Anthony was a freshman during my junior year. I had the privilege of having him as a teammate for my last 2 seasons at LSSU. I returned to LSSU in 2005 for Anthony's senior year after 2 years of graduate school and coaching at Tiffin University in Ohio. Anthony was a very talented high school athlete, having run 4:21 in a mile in high school. He steadily improved and was running very well by his junior year. I had the pleasure of guiding him his senior year to his full potential. During his senior year, Anthony combined his natural talents with tremendous work ethic. He ran 80+ miles a week all fall, preparing for the upcoming indoor and outdoor track and field seasons. That's a steady 16 weeks of just dedication and commitment. And as everyone is aware, Sault Ste. Marie can certainly present unique weather and challenges. So each week he continued to improve his fitness. As a miler, I stressed the importance of fitness to Anthony, and he bought into the plan. We were doing workouts that included warm-up, run, hills, and tempo, then going back to the North Center for track and hills. These 2+ hour workouts paid dividends. During the indoor season at a home competition, without any real competition, Anthony ran the 3,000-meter race on the line of the field, breaking the school record in a very impressive time of 8:24. I am so proud of his effort that day, and it was even more special as he broke my old school record in the event. I knew he was ready for big things in the upcoming weeks. Several weeks later, at Central Michigan University, Anthony broke the school record in a mile with a time of 4:01, breaking the 4:10 barrier, which is just a huge effort, especially at the Division II level. This time ranked him in the top 8 nationally, and he had the opportunity to compete at the NCAA Division II National Championships in Boston a few weeks later. Leading up to the NCAA Championships, at the Goliath Indoor Championships, Anthony ran and placed in 3 events. the outdoor season, Anthony had a great final season, breaking his own school record in the 1500-meter run in Chicago in May at North Central College, running a time of 3:50.68, qualifying him for the NCAA Division II National Championships in Emporia, Kansas. Anthony once again placed second at the Glade Outdoor Track and Field Championships. At the NCAA Championships, the competition had a constant theme of slow and tactical races because of the extreme heat, being in the mid-90s and high winds. Anthony ran, in my opinion, the best race I've ever seen him run, being aggressive, taking the lead in the race, and he was third with 400 meters to go. He ran under 60 seconds for that last lap in the 1500 meters that day, but many of the athletes had stronger kicks, and he placed ninth overall. I was very proud of his race that day. Despite the top 8 being recognized as All-American, Anthony made the race that day for many other athletes, and I continue to say that his effort that day is worth an All-American status. Anthony still holds school records in the following events. Men's mile, 409.44 set in 2006. So 15 years later, that record still stands. The men's indoor 4x800 meter relay, time of 7:57 set in 2003. My senior year, I was a teammate of Anthony's on that relay, along with Russ Melatinsky and Justin Gretzinger, who placed third at the Glade Indoor Championships that day. And also, Anthony holds the school record in the men's outdoor 1500 meter run of 3:50.68, set in 2006. So, without further ado, it is my great pleasure that I have had the opportunity to introduce my former teammate, athlete, and now good friend, Anthony Pavasek, to the 2021 LSSU Athletic Hall of Fame.
I look so skinny in that picture. All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's just such an exciting weekend to celebrate such a prestigious event. It's been an exhilarating weekend filled with reunions, trip down to memory lane. Never in my wildest dreams would I imagine being a recipient of such an award. First, I would like to congratulate the other 4 Hall of Fame inductees and the others who came before us. I feel honored to be among this group of high achievers. This university has shaped who I am today as both a high school teacher and a cross-country track coach. Driving into town yesterday, got here a little bit early. Things have stayed the same, some things have changed. Okay, the rain still hasn't changed. I remember doing a lot of our training runs, leaving the Norris Center, making a left past the Norris, past the Holiday Inn Express, crossing over I-75, and going to the Snowmobile Trails, Sherman Park, and if you want to get a longer run in, we can go to Lakeshore Drive. Ironically, when I was recruited by DJ Bars as a junior in high school, during a visit he put us up in the Holiday Inn Express 21 years ago. And ironically today, they put us up in the same hotel 21 years later. I thought that was kind of neat. But I want to begin the speech where everything all started for me. I started high school just thinking I was a soccer player. I've been playing soccer my whole life. I thought I was a big soccer player, and that's what I wanted to pursue. So I didn't know what cross country was as a freshman. I didn't join cross country. I did do track in middle school as a 400 runner. But I had a coach in high school named Harold Arft, who's here today, who convinced me to try track and do cross country. I did both for the longest time. In my senior year, I was convinced that I was a cross-country runner, so I withdrew from soccer and focused just on running. My freshman year, I ran track. I was focused on the mile. I ran 5:03 as a freshman. The following year, I ran 4:39. As a junior, 4:33, and then the eventual school record, 4:21. That still stands to this day. Coach Arft, he believed in me. He put me through a detailed training plan that was specific for the mile. We won many championships as a team, had some individual accolades. But my passion, my love, my dedication to running, I owe everything to Coach Arft. I know he's here. I don't know if this is out of, not protocol, but Coach Arft, can you please stand? You for me for a minute. There's a pair of people who I'd like to also thank. This couple missed only one meet my entire 5 years here at Lake State. That meet happened to be at Stanford University, so I kind of forgive them for that. But they did end up live streaming that on the internet. They hosted team dinners on team road trips to meets. Let my teammates and I spend the night on away meets in Ohio and down south. And they supported the cross-country and track teams. They're still donors to this day. That couple is my parents, so thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything you've done for me. Over the 5 years I was an athlete at this wonderful university, I had many teammates that were responsible for my success. I know many teammates that I had who are just as deserving of this award as me. The workout and training rounds with my teammates are the memories that are going to last a lifetime. I know it was alluded to earlier, just the elements that were faced as distance runners, running 6 a.m., 12, 13-mile runs on the snowmobile trails is not an easy task, but that's what made us tough. That's what made us a strong team. The grueling interval workouts on the indoor track, our sweat still remains there to this day. Long runs in Sioux, Canada, Hiawatha trails, the list goes on of all the great memories. Kind of like what Becky said earlier, I get asked all the time, if I would do this over again. Same answer 100 times for sure, yes. I would like to thank my coaches that I had during my time at LSSU. I had 3 coaches. The joke is coaches couldn't stand me, so I had a new one every year. After Coach Barnes departed, I was honored to have Coach Drew Lucky, who remains a friend to this day. I remember a workout my sophomore year. He said I could be a force in the 1500 and the mile, both in the GLIAC and nationally. He was the first one to help me break that 420 barrier. I had the honor and privilege of Steve Ellis, who you just saw in the video, as both a teammate and my last year as a coach. I'll never forget the infamous mile that we ran at Central Michigan, where he paced me for the first 800. And then we were beating Central Michigan kids, Division I kids from Michigan State, and we both went 409. And that ranked me 4th in the nation at the time. That was a special moment for our entire track program. The accolades are great, all the acts were great, but it's the teammates who push me daily to make me better, get each other better. I'm still friends with a lot of them today. All the people who came today, I know some of us had to drive for 5 hours plus. Alan and Gladys and little Miranda, thank you for making the trip. They're close friends with my wife, but now they're really close friends with me. Local newspaper came, Mr. George Pulley from the Macomb Daily, who that publication's always tracked my progress in high school and also how I was doing at Lake State as an athlete. Talking to some of the current teammates, or track team, it's nice to see Coach Rob doing a great job. I want to give out a shout out to Dave Miller, who's doing awesome. He's already broken a couple of my records. A lot of good things are in the future for that program. So as I'm near the end of my speech, I would like to thank one last person, and that's my beautiful wife who's sitting right there. She supports me in everything that I do. Being a high school varsity cross-country and track coach, it calls for long practices, long meets, weekends, obligations. She's a huge support of that. She's a trooper. I love her so much, and I'm grateful to be with her. Thank you, LSSU Nation, and I'll always be grateful to be a LSSU Laker. Go Lakers. Thank you.
she presents women's tennis alumna, Megan Schwab.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really great to be back here. This place brings back so many memories for me personally. I met my husband here, actually, and pretty much all of my friends I still speak to this day come from this great place. So it's bringing back lots of great feelings and memories to be here today. So when Megan asked me to introduce her today, she didn't have to look hard to find me. She just texted me in a regular text message thread. You see, that's what's special about our school, Lake State. Our team, the women's tennis team, it produces lifelong friendships. And I know all of you sitting here today get it too, just how unique this school is, and I'm sure this place holds a lasting place in all of your memories. I think Megan could see the potential for greatness at LSSU on her approved trip. To watch us play at the GLIAC Conference Tournament in Midland one fall afternoon. She hailed from Troy Athens High School, a Division I school, and certainly had other prospects for scholarships. But it was here that she met her future teammates and would-be Laker family with their loud cheers, blue and gold attire, and the best food spread around. Coach John Coles is here today. He recruited her, knowing that she would be a great fit for our family, and he was right on the money. She found a home here at Lake State where she came into herself. Her crisp, precise ground strokes and quick footwork were an asset to her game, but most impressive was her mental toughness. And what sets athletes apart in an individual sport isn't always their raw skills, but a matter of who can keep their focus throughout the whole match to not let their bad thoughts become their worst enemy. But she was always laser focused, tough as nails, and dug deep to come out on top with the win. And actually, she was the most player in our history. She collected 54 wins in singles, had almost a .7 winning percentage, and maintained a winning record each season. Megan and I paired up as doubles partners early on. We got into our groove and proved to be a force in #2 doubles in the GLIAC. Pulled off some huge wins against the league giants, Grand Valley and Ferris State. Although I'm not sure that they're the Giants anymore, but maybe. We rarely had to talk on the court, but we were never out of sync. Our chemistry was hard to find, and we pushed each other to produce the best tennis. And don't kid yourselves, we had fun too. We loved to play the head count game, where we would rip a shot down the line to test our opponent's hands at the net. With Megan's help, our team advanced to the NCAA championships, not just one time, but twice in her career, making LSSU history. I can still picture the day we raised that tournament banner in the Bud Cooper gym. But off the court, Megan's one of the most honest, hardworking, and trustworthy people you'll meet. She doesn't take shortcuts, and I've always admired that about her. I've watched her make sacrifices in her personal life to grind through all the CPA exams. It is no surprise how quickly she's climbed in her career to become a Sherrod's principal at Raymond. She's living in North Carolina, is a mom to 3 beautiful boys with her husband Troy, who is also a fellow Lake State sports alum. Together they've moved cross country, creating a great life with sports as their center. I couldn't be prouder. She's a role model to me, and I'm thankful to have shared with her 17 years of memories and counting. And so it's my great honor now to introduce my best friend, Megan Schwab, to the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Megan, and your family on this incredible achievement.
Thank you. Sorry, I just want to apologize if you hear a little child in the corner. That is mine. I'm trying to keep it as quiet as possible. This is such an honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, one that I never dreamed of or thought would even be possible. I started playing tennis when I was 4. My parents started me in a Friday night special. We would play tennis for about 30 minutes and then get a hot dog and orange pop at the end of it. So it was that Friday night special that I would say started my love for tennis. From that point forward, I started to play on weekends and casually in tournaments. It wasn't until my junior year in high school, that I really sat down and thought about what I wanted to do after high school. I realized I didn't want to give up playing tennis, and I wanted to play at the college level. I didn't care where I played, I just wanted to continue to play. I got involved in more private lessons, started playing more weekend tournaments, and with the help of my parents, did whatever I needed to do to make my dream come true. I started to get interest from colleges to play. I can remember the day I received an email from John Coles at Lake Superior State University saying he was coming to watch me at one of my matches. He then asked for me to come visit Lake State, see the facilities, and meet the team for a weekend. It was that weekend with the team that made my decision to come to Lake State. Some of those girls that I bonded with that weekend ended up being my best friends and are here with me today. Over the course of my 4 years, we had a lot of team and individual success. During my sophomore year, as Alex already mentioned, we made Lake State history. We were the first women's team at Lake State to make it to nationals. We did it again my junior year. My senior year was probably my best year from an individual standpoint. All the hard work had me playing in my best tennis, and it was a great way to end my collegiate career. There's a few people that I want to thank, as this would not have been possible without them. First and foremost, to my parents, thank you so much for everything you have done for me in my playing career. You were at every match you could make, cheering us on with the rest of our Laker family. This wouldn't have been possible without your love and support and helping me reach my dreams. To my brother, who I know it is killing him to not be here today, thank you for always believing in me, encouraging me, and supporting me. To Alex, my doubles partner and one of my best friends, I am so thankful that Tulsi decided to pair us up together. Playing with you made our matches so much more fun. We may not have been successful in hitting a girl at the net every match, but we sure as hell tried. This award would not have been possible without you as my doubles partner contributing to all those wins. I am so thankful to have you as a friend, a teammate, and someone I would call family. To my teammates, none of this would have been possible without your support, constant encouragement, and pushing each other to be the best that we can be. Megan, you were my teammate, you were my coach, but most importantly, you were my friend who was always there for me. Thank you for making the trip up here this weekend for me. It means the world to me to have you here. Colby, thank you for coming up here. I wish that the time that I had with you was longer than the first 3 weeks of my freshman year, but I truly appreciate you recruiting me here and showing me this place. It means the world to me. To my husband, now everyone knows who the better college athlete is. For those of you that don't know, my husband obviously played hockey here at Lake State. Thank you for supporting me and making sure you were there at every match your schedule allowed. Thank you for choosing to play hockey at Lake State. We now have 3 wonderful, energetic boys because of it, even though I think I lost out on which sport they may choose to play. To Lake State, thank you for allowing me to fulfill my dream of playing college tennis. I met my husband here, I met my best friends here, and I got an education that has allowed me to have success in my professional career. So thank you again for this award. Go Lakers.
Congratulations again. Our final presenter, Joe Tillera. has a rich history as a Laker athlete himself. As a member of the 1993-94 National Championship Hockey Team, he had a great opportunity to play alongside his brother, and now today steps forward to present Sean to us for induction into the Laker Hall of Fame.
Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, and a few little peanuts that are here. I'm my brother Sean. Is one of today's Hall of Fame inductees. I'm very honored and appreciate this opportunity. Can't say very good. It's definitely great to be here and see a lot of familiar faces. Before I continue, I'd like to congratulate all the rest of the Hall of Fame inductees here today in this special honor. My brother Sean, one of my memorable times with Sean would have to be our childhood days when we'd be playing with our siblings, Kenny and Michelle, in our very own backyard hockey rink. Our father, Rennie, would build this beautiful ice surface and boards included every year, which we would enjoy for 5 months of the year. For the benefit of using this rink every day, there was some, let's say, heated competition between Sean and I. Sean and Kenny would always pair up against my baby sister, Michelle. And correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle. We won every time. With the convenience of our having our very own outdoor rink, we definitely started to learn so much and fell in love with the game of hockey. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Sean is about 1.5 years younger than myself. So his mindset when we were young was he always wanted to play at my age level. He felt he was either good enough to play or at least given a chance to play with me. I guess you can say he looked up to me. By the time we reached AAA midget in Winnipeg, his wish came true. We both made the team together. It was a great experience that year. Together we helped contribute to our team's success by winning the Manitoba League, but unfortunately we fell short in the West Regionals. The following year, Sean and I committed to the SDN Bruins in Saskatchewan. Sean excelled as a hockey player, and for the 2 years he played as a Bruin, he really developed his game by becoming what I would consider a pure scorer. He had the lack of being patient around the goal, which made him successful. After 2 successful seasons with SDN Bruins, Sean committed to none other than Lake Superior State. It was an exciting moment not only for him, but for myself. I was very proud of my kid brother, how hard he worked and to put himself in this great opportunity. The following year, I would join Sean at Lake State, Sean a sophomore, myself freshman. It would be part of the best hockey team that we've ever played with. We would end up beating Boston University 9-1 in the 93-94 NCAA final. What's crazy, it took us 3 overtime games to get to that final. In brief, about my brother Sean, how he carries himself. As a teammate, Sean was very competitive, played with a chip on his shoulder, and would do anything to help his team win or be successful. Sean was also a consistent scorer. He would contribute on a nightly basis or fulfill his coach's year by year consistency. Sean was also very soft-spoken, to say the least. He was definitely not your typical player to give a pre-game speech or say anything at all on the bench to motivate his teammates. Sean pretty much kept himself, but he was the type player to set an example on the ice, either making a great play or scoring that timely goal. Bro, I just wanted to thank you for the lifetime of hockey experiences we've had together. It's not often you hear 2 brothers have any success together playing the sport we love. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm still better than you. In closing, Sean, on behalf of myself, my parents Randy and Denise, your brother Kenny, sister Michelle, Tracy, my wife Linda, who couldn't make it, and of course Carson and Connor, privileged to be here on you being honored to the Lake Superior State University Hall of Fame. Congrats.
trustees. It's truly a great honor here to be associated with you guys. I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for electing me as well here. I'd also like to thank all the people that organized the event this weekend here. I would really like to thank all my coaches along the way, including my father, who coached me, Coach Jeff Jackson, Coach Booley, Ralston, and Rock, who made me a better player during my career. I'd also like to thank Bill Crawford for being the voice of the Lakers for so many years, my equipment manager, Paul Boyer, Dave Gilbert, and Gil Soames, and to all the Blue Liner fans and all the hard work and support. Obviously, I grew up in Winnipeg. My brother almost half my speech, he stole it. We did enjoy all those times there growing up in the winter and playing in our backyard rink. By the time I turned 14 years old, I moved away to Notre Dame in Saskatchewan and played 2 years of hockey there. I learned a lot living away from home and being able to play with great players. And I was able to watch some great players like Ron Gurneymark, Chris Joseph, and so on. Like my brother said, we went back to Winnipeg for a year and we won provincials. The next 2 years, I spent 2 years in Estevan, and our second year was more successful as we lost in the league finals and the playoff championship. That year, I ended up getting 55 goals, 50 assists, and I managed not to make the All-Star game that year, which was kind of disappointing. At the end of the season, I visited Lake State with my friend Mike Patucci, who is here today, and we decided to play in the Sioux. Coach JJ and Cooley watched me play a couple times during the season in Estevan, and this was definitely the place to play on a winning team. During the summer, Coach Jackson set me up with Michael Smith, who was a senior and trained with me in the gym and worked on my cardio, as there really wasn't much in junior shape at all. This prepared me for my freshman year, as I learned pretty quick how hard college hockey is, on and off the ice. My roommate was Keith Aldridge for all 4 years, and I learned pretty quick how intense and talented he was on and off the ice. I was fortunate enough to play with great centers in my years of hockey here, with Brian Rolson, Clayton Meadows, Brian Felsner, and basic tackling. And unfortunately, it was never enough to play with my brother here. First year I had a great year personally, and I was able to play on a great team. We eventually lost to a talented team in the University of Maine, as I scored a goal late in the game, but it was disallowed. After that season, I was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks in the 8th round. After losing to Maine that year, this motivated me to work hard on and off the ice, and I spent my summer here while working the hockey school, and I was able to play with great former players playing at night like Doug Wade, Bruce Hoffer, Mark Vermette, and other great players. Also, my second year was a great year. We ended up winning the championship over BU, Boston University 9-1. I did end up winning the MVP, but there were numerous players on my team that should have won that year. I was very fortunate enough to play here at Lake State. I'm very happy. And then when I turned pro, I didn't have any offers to play in the NHL. And then I didn't have, like I said, didn't have the offers to play in the NHL. I ended up playing for the Manitoba Moose on 25-day trial. So I hopped on a Greyhound bus and went back home to Winnipeg. I ended up making the team that year, and then I bounced around in the NHL for 5 years. And so there's no opportunity for me to play in the NHL. I did end up went to Germany. Finally, I'd like to thank my parents for their love and support over the years. I'd like to thank my brothers, Gerald Kenny, my sister Michelle, and Linda and Tracy, my sister-in-laws. Also my 2 sons, Carter, who attends Lake State, and my other son, Chase, who plays for the Sioux Eagles and is coached by Doug Broad, and who used to be one of my citizens here at Lake State. Thank you very much.
If I could ask all of our new inductees, new members of the Laker Athletic Hall of Fame, to please stand and be recognized one more time. Again, thank you very much. Very happy to extend our deep appreciation for all the people who work behind the scenes to bring this program together. Andrew Rubenstein, the good staff in the Foundation of Alumni Relations, and especially President Hanley. That draws our program to a close. We will have an opportunity for the inductees, their presenters, families, friends for photos up here. But again, thank all of you on behalf of the university. Once again, there's some more important programs later on this afternoon and this evening. We look forward to seeing you throughout the remainder of the day. Thank you again. Congratulations.